Hey y'all, this is Ginginese, coach of the Texas Tornadus, here with Week 3 of the PAC YouTube Draft League. This week we're facing WreckItMike in the Virginia Victinis. I've battled Mike once last season in the 2-3 and below league championship. We managed to squeak that one out, so I'm really excited for this one. I think we have a decent matchup, but Mike does have Dragapult, Togekiss, Buzzwole, a lot of things that can beat me down if they're positioned properly. So let me give you a breakdown of the team. First off, we have SD Blaziken with the Citrus Berry, mitigate chip damage, sand damage, recoil from Flare Blitz. We have Spadef Bro. Future Sight hits everything on his team. The only dark type would be if he brought Silvally Dark. So Future Sight should go pretty hard. We also have Trick Room. Just in case I think my Ferrothorn can sweep, I'll show you that set later. We have Specs Thunderous T. Sandslash is the only electric immunity, again, unless they bring Silvally Ground. And so Thunderbolt Volt Switch should do a lot of work. This is our Weak Armor Nasty Plot Mandibuzz. Now at +2, Air Slash, even against Togekiss, is a 3-hit KO. And we get 3-hit KO'd back by Dazzling Gleam. So after a Weak Armor boost, we outspeed everything, including the Dragapult. So I think this could kind of catch off guard, and with enough chip, we can sweep in the endgame. We have Banded Ferrothorn. Gyro Ball Power Whip Knockoff hits the entire team. I couldn't think of a coverage move that was really worth it, so I threw Stealth Rocks on at the end, but I think this will actually put in a lot of work. And finally, we have Boots Cryogonal with Haze. It's our spinner, and it's also fast and bulky enough that it can stop a potential sweep and haze off some boosts. So I'll cut until we get into the battle. Alright, so here we are. Mike and I had quite a bit of trouble getting connected this time, but we finally got it to work. I'm still in the process of kind of setting up my calcs and stuff right now, but it's time to go. So this is kind of close to what I expected. Let's see, Sandslash, Azelf, Rapidash, Buzz, Suicune, and Pult. Okay, so I expected Togekiss for sure. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't bring it, but I'll take it. I should probably figure out my lead before I finish with all these calcs and stuff. So Rapidash is a bit more troublesome than I was hoping for. Sandslash is a pretty good lead. Let me just double check right here. I've got 45 seconds. Nice. My Thundurus, I have Grass Knot on it for Sandslash. And so if you're max HP, you have to be fairly Spadef invested to actually take a Grass Knot, because I'm Specs. So whether they're Sash or Assault, obviously if they're Assault Vest, then they can't use Rocks, which is really the main thing that I'd be worried about with Sandslash. I think I'm just not going to have calcs up for this game. That's okay. Anyway, good luck, have fun to Mike. Like I mentioned in the preview, we battled once before in our Tier 3 and below league championship last season. Becky Lynch the Strutter. Okay, so my Thundurus, I mean, obviously I Volt Switch here. And it's a super obvious play, but I don't think I really gain a whole lot from not doing this. Baton Pass. Okay. Very, very interesting. So that's probably like max speed Rapidash. Baton Pass. What an interesting move. Knuckles. That's got to be, obviously. Baton Pass. That's so interesting. So I'm choiced in, so I'm going to switch to, I think, actually, my Pharaoh does all right here. Power Whip just obliterates it, and I'm going to see how much we do to Rapidash if that's the switch in. Power Whip still does a ton of damage. So, yeah, obviously you get up Rocks here. I could go for Rocks of my own, and part of me kind of wants to do that, but looking at your team, like Buzzwole, I think, is maybe your best switch in. I could knock here. I'm just going to go for Power Whip. Might be losing some momentum doing this, especially because, again, you can switch into Buzzwole, and then I don't really have a great answer to that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the Rapidash at all. I thought that my team had some good answers for it, but we'll take it. Let's see. Sandslash has rocks. But what are they going to do here? Knockoff. Okay, so obviously the Iron Barbs gets the hit there. I think without the Choice Band, I mean, I land it. I'm max attack. And that's a knockout. Let's go. Okay, so we don't have our band anymore, but we don't have to deal with Sandslash, which means that if we can rapid spin away these rocks, they're gone for good. It also means that we can go for rocks now on the switch here. It also means that we can Volt Switch freely. I love Shiny Buzzwole so much. It's so good. Let's look here. So Buzzwole, if this is, I mean, like, the thing that I'd be scared of most would be banded, right? So obviously my best switch in if they're banded for close combat or something. As much as I don't want to switch in my... God, this is tough. How much does my Thundurus take? Geez, a banded Adamant close combat does so much damage. It would actually kill me after rocks. But you have to be Adamant banned, I believe. Yeah, you have to be Adamant banded to kill me with close combat after the rocks damage. So I'm going to send out Thundurus. This is kind of a risky play. Because if you're Adamant banned, this would still kill me. Substitute. Okay. Well, so I know you're not banded. Do we see leftovers? Okay, so Buzzwole. A Stone Edge here from Buzzwole would kill me, even if they're Jolly. So I'm going to Volt Switch. I would assume that this is like a setup, right? Some sort of setup Buzzwole. So I'm going to go into my Cryogonal. I don't think you close combat in front of me. And we can potentially Toxic if I'm really worried about them getting set up behind something. They Toxic. Okay, so Sub-Toxic Buzzwole. God, what are the other moves then? So you're probably not set up. I can Rapid Spin here for free. Just get rid of these hazards because you're not running double rocks with Azelf, I don't think. Do I need this for anything else? Not particularly. So I just want to get rid of these hazards. Even max speed Buzzwole, and I know that you're not max speed, would not outspeed me here. I'm curious what your play is. Like, you could go into Pult if you think I'm going to Rapid Spin, but that's kind of risky going for, I could go for a Freeze Dry here and do like 25%. Plus, how much momentum do you really gain? Like, you have to be Fire move if Dragapult does come out here. But I'm willing to sack this just to get rid of those rocks. It does absolutely nothing as expected. And just a close combat. So this is fantastic now. Because we can... I mean, what are you going to do? I get to kill this for free. -1, I mean, I'll look at my Thundurus calc here. Like, if you're max HP... I don't think that there's any way. If you're max HP, max Spadef, even at -1, you're dying to this. So I can... do I want to Volt? Like, I kind of want to Volt Switch. Because I don't think that you're max HP, max Spadef, right? And if you're not, say you're just a little bit of Spadef and max HP, then Volt Switch would kill. So I'm going to Volt Switch. It's pretty free here on the withdraw. Okay, how much damage are we doing to the Rapidash? Do I have that up here? Yeah, I do. Okay. How much are we doing? Oh, that was Boots. And it's dead. Let's go. Okay. So that's huge. So Azelf, Suicune, Dragapult, and Buzzwole. This might be the time. Okay, hold on. If we... Yeah, I'm going to bring in Mandibuzz. This is risky, depending on what they bring out. But I really, really think that this is the move. As I'm still trying to figure out my calcs here, just so I can have it up. Dragapult. Alright. So, all we've seen is Subtoxic CC from Buzzwole, and then nothing else from the remaining members. As much as I wanted to get rocks up, I really didn't want to just Buzzwole comes in. Although, I guess at this point, if Buzzwole comes in and CCs, yeah, then I get Thundurus to Volt Switch again for free. But they're taking a long time to make this decision. I think we're in a fantastic spot right now. Buzzwole again. Okay, so here is where I feel really, really confident that they would not at all expect this play. So, because they're subtoxic, they might be... Yeah, I'm just going to Nasty Plot. I'm not going to worry about it, because I could be faster right now. They're faster. Okay. That's interesting. So, I mean, that just means that they have some speed investment, which means that they're not something else. We are now +2. I don't think that you're max attack. So the thing is here, I mean, you could very easily just sub over and over and over. And that's okay. I'll just Air Slash away. Yeah, if I whittle this down enough, ideally, at the end of this, assuming I hit all of my Air Slashes, at the end of this, Buzzwole will not have a sub. I can bring in Thundurus, Volt Switch again for free, get the kill on this, and all I sacrificed was my Mandibuzz. And as much as that stinks for my options against Dragapult, I actually have enough investment on my Slowbro that I can take a Specs Shadow Ball from Dragapult. And I still have some other options as well. This might not have been the right time. Again, you can keep subbing here. Like, I don't have a super good option to do anything about this. Let's just look at my Blaziken. What's your last move? If it's Quake, then unfortunately Blaziken just gets obliterated anyway. Yeah, because you're just going to sub until you can't sub. This is a tough situation to be in. I mean, I think at this point I have already made the mistake. I should have gone Ferrothorn in the first place. I think it put me in a better position, but we're already in too deep. So we're just going to keep Air Slashing and pray we don't miss. I think you can sub one more time, yeah. But you can't sub after this turn. So on this turn, let's see how much leftovers you're getting back. Because I don't think... that's tough. So you can't sub on this turn, right? Like you go for a move. You go for an attack. I'm wondering... I think I die to a close combat. But if I don't, I can get the weak armor boost to roost up. Yeah. Again, you just CC here. If you kill me, you kill me. That's fine. Because I can switch in Thunderous. Yeah, I really should not have given up my Mandibuzz. It was my best Polt answer, but I think this still puts me in a decent position. Unfortunately, my Blaziken is just slow enough that if you're Jolly, I do not outspeed. If you're Jolly max speed, I do not outspeed. That's okay though. Again, we switch this in, and I think we just Volt Switch, put ourselves in a good position. This time, obviously, we send in Ferrothorn. Although, actually, I'm not sure that we send in Ferrothorn. We'll see. Hopefully, you just give me this. But they're thinking about it. This is going to be a close one coming down to the wire, but I like where our position is now. I would have liked to have Mandibuzz a little later. I think I went for a sweep just a little bit too soon, because we could have gone for Air Slash on the turn that they Toxic, and if we hit, we kill. I thought you switch or CC or something. Okay, so switch. Let's see how much damage. Shingo, is that the Polt? Okay. Shiny Polt, very clean. So my Volt Switch, they might be Specs, because that did a lot of damage. So if you're Specs, again, my Slowbro should take a... Okay, so I take a timid Specs Shadow Ball. I do not take a modest Specs Shadow Ball. My Ferrothorn takes everything except a Flamethrower. I'm going to go Slowbro. This could be a bad decision. But, again, I think we take everything if they're not modest specs. We can Future Sight and just see what happens here. Hex. That's interesting. Okay. That didn't even do half. So Hex did just under 100. So that's not specs at all. Very, very interesting. I'm going to teleport. I really wonder why you did that. Let's see if we're not specs and not... What could it be? Assault Vest, maybe? Timid max special attack looks like what that damage came out to. I mean, even if it's Assault Vest, I pretty much kill with Future Sight. I'm curious now what they're going to go for. U-turn. Okay. So it's a mixed set. It definitely has some attack investment here. But we get the momentum. Polt has Hex and Turn. We get the momentum here. So Azelf is a bit of a problem. But I think... We might not have... Well, okay, so I have in a calc right here that the Timid max special attack Life Orb Psyshock, which should be doing the most damage, again, if they're timid Life Orb. Should not be able to kill me from here. Or they need like a high roll to kill me from here. And that's if max special attack Life Orb. So we'll get a lot of info based on this next hit, and we can again just Volt Switch and keep up the momentum. It is Psyshock. Okay, so if this kills me, and it does, are you Life Orb? Because if not, then it's Specs. It is Life Orb. Okay. So that may just be game. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have taken that risk there. Slowbro. Yeah, because I think Energy Ball. So what we can do, as much as I don't want to have to do this here, I think our best option this is going to be a bit of an interesting choice, and I don't think that there's a good way that we can come out on top here. I think I sacked that Mandibuzz too early. There was definitely a way to play around that, but we can get some health back here with Regenerator. Thunderbolt, okay. Good to know that that's your best option there. Lose some more HP. Thunderbolt. Okay, so my Slowbro now, does it die to Thunderbolt? It should always live Thunderbolt. Okay. I mean, I'll Swords Dance. There's absolutely no reason that you would, yeah, let me live here. And that's okay. So, the reason that I sacked Blaziken is now I can go for Trick Room with my Slowbro. I don't think that this is going to be enough with 4 Pokemon left. We can't kill enough here, but we'll at least get some differential, I think. A little bit disappointing. I tried to go a little too creative, I think, with my sets this week, and it shows. The Mandibuzz being put in that position, like if it was a more defensive option just to check Dragapult. Oh, this is, okay, hold on. This is a little interesting. How much damage are we doing with Slowbro to Dragapult again? Again, I have in my calc that it's if it's Assault Vest. Although I don't think that that's right. If it's not Assault Vest, yeah, we're still going to Future Sight here. You know, maybe there's some weird way that we can play around this. I don't think so. We get 4 more turns, but my Slowbro is not... Like, if I had Slack Off instead, or if I had, like, Calm Mind or something, maybe there'd be a way that we can do this. But again, I think I went with... I tried to get a little too creative and ended up coming up with something that wasn't really the best option. Like I said, if the Mandibuzz is more defensive, then I don't bring it in right there. I bring in something else that ends up being way more effective. But it is what it is. I think the Suicune probably comes out here because it's the thing that can actually take these hits. Nope, still the Azelf. So I think Azelf dies to Scald. And obviously you can just be trying to waste my Trick Room turns. That'd be totally fine. Again, can we get the knockout? And we do. So that at least helps us with differential a little bit. We still have... Is it 2 more turns of Trick Room? because we've attacked twice. Yeah, so 2 more turns of Trick Room. And on this turn, Future Sight should hit. So your best option is to sack Buzzwole, because then nothing takes the Future Sight hit. But then I can go for Future Sight one more time. And then I'm actually kind of in an interesting position where if Ferrothorn, assuming Dragapult doesn't have a fire move, I actually have a chance. If he forgets about the Future Sight here, I'm actually in a decent spot. I think if he sends out Dragapult, I hard switch to Ferrothorn. But you should send out... Okay, very interesting. So Suicune, looking at my Slowbro here, I'm really not doing any damage, but my Ferrothorn, yeah. And I think that's probably what they were trying to go for. I don't know if it's better to hard switch or to teleport, but I'm just going to hard switch. My Power Whip, even without my Choice Band. Nice. So we hit the Future Sight. How much damage is that doing? About 30% or so. So it looks like it's probably max special. So I don't think that you let me kill you here. God, this is gonna be tough. Do I also didn't see leftovers, I don't think. So I have to go for a Power Whip if I want to kill. And I'm gonna go for it. It's good enough damage. And we kill the Suicune. That's huge. We, unfortunately, I think lose to the combination of Buzzwole and Dragapult now. Let's see. So, what is that final move on this thing, though? I think I have to switch, right? So if you close combat, you absolutely kill me. Even without any investment, you kill me. So I think I have to switch to Slowbro and preserve, and just try to see what that last move is. Right, because Subtoxic CC, I don't think we've seen anything else. It is close combat. Doesn't do anything. Okay. How much is my Scald doing to Dragapult? Not quite enough. I think I do want to launch off one more Future Sight. Ooh. Maybe I should have Trick Roomed. I think getting the Future Sight off right now is more important, because I can always switch out Slowbro again. It all depends on what this last move is. If it's Leech Life, it is Leech Life. I think I still live. Oh, just barely. Okay, so unfortunately now, you go for CC, and I lose. I needed to go for Trick Room there, I think. Right, you go CC for free, and that is a guaranteed win. Yeah, you CC twice and that's over. So that's unfortunate. I'm trying to think if I Trick Room there. You know, I go for Scald the next turn. I don't really know that it makes too much of a difference. But a really, really good game from Mike. I definitely could have played the last few turns there a little bit better. I think I kind of convinced myself that the game was over before it was really over. But disappointing. We're going to start 0-3 on the season. This whole season I knew was going to be filled with some growing pains. I drafted exclusively mons that I'd never used before, and have been trying to come up with cool and interesting sets. But great game. I had a lot of fun. Again, GG's to Mike. And yeah, that's a 2-0 loss, but we will get back at it next week and hopefully do a little bit better, see if we can pick up our first dub. All right, peace.